Imagine watching flames race toward one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. 17 hours. That's how long the fire burned, tearing through everything in its path. The archaeologists thought they were about to watch 2,000 years of history turn to ash. But what actually happened? Nobody saw it coming. And what the fire revealed changed everything we thought we knew about the place where Jesus walked. This is a story about destruction, discovery, and something that defies explanation. Before we continue, please like this video. Let's dive in. We're talking about Bethsaida, a name that appears multiple times in the New Testament. This was home to 3 of Jesus' 12 disciples, Peter, Andrew, and Philip. 3 of the people who walked with Jesus every day, who witnessed miracles firsthand. The Bible describes incredible events happening here. Jesus feeding 5,000 people, healing a blind man, walking on water. For decades, archaeologists tried to find this place. Dr. Stephen Notley believed he'd found it and dedicated his career to proving it. Every summer, teams would dig, carefully uncovering the truth layer by layer. And then one summer day, everything nearly ended. Dr. Notley was at home when he noticed smoke across the lake. Dark, thick smoke. Then he realized it was coming from his excavation site. They raced to the location. What they saw was devastating. Eucalyptus trees were exploding into flames. These trees burn incredibly hot and fast. Once they catch fire, they're almost impossible to stop. The flames were massive. Heat so intense you couldn't get close. And it had already been burning for hours. Dr. Notley stood there thinking about all their work. The ancient walls. The artifacts. The basilica they'd been carefully preserving. All of it about to be destroyed. For 17 hours, that fire raged. All they could do was wait and hope. When the flames finally died down, the team made their way through the devastation. Smoke hung in the air. Everything was black and charred. They headed toward the basilica, expecting the worst. Here's where things get strange. The fire had roared across the hillside, burning everything. It came right up to the basilica, right up to the protective tarps they'd laid next to the ancient walls. And it stopped. The tarps were fine. The walls were fine. The excavation was untouched. No one could explain it. The wind hadn't shifted. There was no firebreak. The flames had been consuming everything for 17 hours, and then they just stopped. Dr. Notley said, the fire came right up to the basilica and stopped. No one can explain it. Whether you believe in divine intervention or not, what happened next is undeniable. As the team walked through the burned landscape, something incredible became clear. For centuries, this hillside had been covered in dense vegetation, hiding what lay beneath. Archaeologists had been working in small areas, carefully clearing sections to dig. But the fire had cleared everything in hours. And for the first time in 2,000 years, they could see the full extent of the ancient settlement. Stone walls, house foundations, pottery fragments everywhere. The site was enormous, way bigger than anyone had imagined. This wasn't a small fishing village. This was a significant town. Dr. Carey Wood from Regent University referenced Isaiah, "God gave us beauty for ashes." What seemed like disaster had revealed something incredible. Think about the irony. Archaeologists spend years carefully brushing away dirt. And a wildfire does in hours what would have taken decades. Now they knew where to dig. They could see the layout of the ancient town. But the biggest discoveries were still to come. Inside a Byzantine church built centuries after Jesus, they found a beautiful mosaic floor with an inscription. It refers to Peter as the keeper of the keys. If you know the Bible, you know this is huge. Jesus told Peter, "I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven." This is one of Christianity's most important moments. And here's the incredible part. In all the archaeological sites around the entire Mediterranean, this is the only inscription ever found that refers to Peter this way. The only one. But they found more. Going back to Jesus' actual time period, they discovered stone vessels, lots of them. According to Jewish law, stone couldn't become ritually impure. Finding so many tells us people here took their faith seriously. Fishing equipment, which makes sense for a fishing community. And then the game changer, an inkwell. For years, people assumed Jesus' disciples were simple, uneducated fishermen from the middle of nowhere. An inkwell destroys that assumption. Someone here was writing, reading, doing business that required documentation. Dr. Wood said people have called Galileans kind of hicks from the sticks who were uneducated. But the evidence says otherwise. This was an educated, sophisticated community. Peter, Andrew, Philip, they grew up where literacy and ideas mattered. It changes how we think about Jesus' ministry. He wasn't recruiting random country folk. He was recruiting from an educated, culturally engaged community. Here's what gets me about this story. A wildfire that should have destroyed everything instead revealed what had been hidden for centuries. The worst possible disaster became one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in the region. Whether you're a person of faith or just fascinated by history, you're looking at a place where people walked 2,000 years ago. Where a movement began that changed the world. Dr. Wood said it perfectly. I am encountering Jesus in his time and space when I'm here. If this fascinated you, hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible discoveries. Drop a comment. Was the fire stopping just coincidence, or something more? Do you think there are more sites waiting to be found? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.